Hey, I'm Amanda Eicher from Grace, and this is your download. I've noticed something on the news recently. Well, I've noticed lots of things on the news, haven't we all? But one thing that happened this week that seemed to just skim by a lot of us is that we crossed over 1 million deaths since COVID. I know there's lots of speculation out there, there's lots of opinions out there, and that's not the purpose of this download. But there's a portion of scripture that I have been thinking of again and again and again this week, especially since hearing that news, that I want to read. It's in Romans chapter 12, and the theme of this section of scripture is called Love in Action. And let me just read to you some of these verses. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. There's so much in that section of scripture. But right now, there is a grieving that is happening all over the world. 1 million people have died. 1 million families have lost loved ones. 1 million fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, husbands, children have died. And as Christians, one of the calls that Paul has for all of us, that Jesus, that the Father has for us, is to grieve or mourn with those that mourn. And there's a mourning that all of us should be doing in this season, regardless of our political views, regardless of what conspiracy theories we're listening to, regardless of our thoughts, even on the numbers or the cases. 1 million deaths have happened, and we need to mourn with those that mourn. There should be a response in all of our hearts that grieves. I've been grieving this week as I think about the loss that we've experienced in this season, in these last months. There are people that we know that have lost loved ones, and our hearts should respond in action and grieve with those that grieve. Jesus promises to be close to the brokenhearted, to comfort those in times of pain. And as Christians, our role is to be one of those comforters, to be Jesus with skin on, like people say. We have a responsibility in this season to rejoice with those that rejoice, but also to mourn with those that mourn. So when you saw that headline, when you heard of the 1 million lives lost, what was your response? Did you grieve? Did you mourn? Did you question it? Because every life lost is somebody that someone loved, that our Father loves. Let's have love in action as we think about this season of loss that many are going through. And let's respond like Jesus asks us to, like the Apostle Paul asks us to, like the Father commands us to, with love. Let's mourn when we need to mourn. And that is your download.